A lot of opposition parties had a wish list of what they wanted the president to make pronouncements on this evening. Joining me now is Lulama Nchaisa from the AIC. You've been concerned a lot about corruption. Does his speech go far enough in terms of addressing your concerns?
Thank you very much, Bulelani. I'm sure the president did touch on how he's going to deal with corruption, because he's saying he's going to increase the police and the people have got to be safe. So I was happy now when he announced that now he's going to deal with corruption. So it made me very much happy. And again, now coming to education, I did hear the president say now that teachers are going to be retrained so that education has got to be made better, so that the 10-year-old now would be in a position to read and write. That is good for the country. As if the president is aware that country without education cannot grow economy, because these two things, economy and education, have got to go together. And again, the president seems to be very much determined now to do things right for the country now. And again, it believes that we have got to come together to do things together. So believes in cooperation. This was saying, inviting each and every person now to come together so that we can take this country forward. So I did like that. And this now, what I was expecting now was said by the president.
All right, Mr. Lulama Nchaisa, he is of course from the AIC. Mzwandi Lembeche is standing by for more reaction.
Thank you very much, Bulelani. Of course, we continue our rolling coverage with reactions from various political parties. With me is the PAC, the deputy leader of the PAC, Mzwanele Nyotso. The president did highlight something about land, and as the PAC, land is an unnegotiable issue for you.
And he moved from a wrong premise from the onset. He gave an impression that the land problem began in 1913, when it is not true. The land problems in this country began in 1652, and since then we've been landless. And secondly, he did not mention how is this going to expropriate land. Even his own policy of expropriation, he did not even talk about it. He spoke about land reform, let alone repossession and restoration of land, which means the government, the president and the ANC was never, and they will never be committed to the land question. Africans must know they are on their own. They must devise means to get back their land. The government is not going to address it. They don't even talk about it. They don't even tell us when are they going to repeal Section 25. They just need a political will to repeal that section, address the land question, repossess our land, restore the land. But he has not even mentioned those things. He spoke of reforms. That means they are not committed. They will never address it.
Thank you very much. That was the leader of the PAC here in Parliament, Mzwanele Nyotso. Yes. Lulu, my colleague on the other side, I guess he's got a guest.
Are you good?
Yes, I am. I've got ANC SG Ace Makashule with me, who's going to tell us what he makes of the speech of the president this evening. SG.
Well, the president's dream is the nation's dream, is the people's dream. Is the dream about what the president have seen and all parties have seen when we walk in the streets of South Africa, of making sure that we address the issues of inequalities, address the issue of land, address the issue of all the resolutions we have actually taken. But implementation of what the president have said is what is actually important. We as a party will be monitoring and making sure that there are clear timelines, and we are very, very, very encouraged and motivated and inspired, because we know from the government Lekgotla there are going to be clear timelines. South Africans are going to know what and when is going to happen.
But SG, South Africans, maybe some of them will say that they didn't hear the president talking about implementation. How are his plans going to be implemented? That is what they want, because they've been waiting and waiting.
Well, President have said ministers are there. They are going to give more details. Remember, this is the State of the Nation address, and it will then be broken down by ministers and the organization. And that dream is realizable. It's practical. It's going to happen. You're going to see new cities. You're going to see the bullet train in South Africa. We are very confident. These are not just dreams, something built up in the sky. These are practical things which are going to happen. You are going to see our children studying robotics. You are going to see the youth actually coming with enterprises. You are going to see rural areas and township areas developing in terms of business. You are going to see companies registered in one day.
And
it's possible because it's happening in many other countries.
And also about crime, which he has said that he wants to have violent crimes.
Well, obviously, if you deal with economy, the economy will never be vibrant if we don't address the issue of crime and the issue of violence against women and children and the issue of violence generally in South Africa. So we are going to make sure, and we are going to be supportive as an organization. We are going to support all the initiatives which government have actually taken and announced. Because as South Africans, we are rallying upon everybody, black and white, rich and poor, literate and illiterate, to go down and make sure that this is what the president has said. He said organized labor, business, civil society, all of us, government, let's come together and work and deliver this dream.
You're saying that as the ANC, you're going to monitor. Are you going to report back to the voters when you're monitoring if the president is indeed living up to what he has said?
We will be reporting back because we are no more going to go to voters when it's election time. We have learned during that process. We will be reporting every 3 months to voters as to what is happening in government, what is happening in the party.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
That was the ANC SG Ace Magashule. And now I am joined